Next up, we have the Washington Commanders, former Washington football team.
Yep.
And I'm I don't know how to feel about the Commanders. Because, I mean, I looked at defense. Defense has a lot of talent, but they weren't good last year at all. Defense was pretty bad, if I'm being honest, last year.
Very bad. And I drafted him in fantasy. Bad move.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't really understand how they were so bad when you just look on paper at their talent. I mean, they got Chase Young, they got Montez Sweat, Payne, Jonathan Allen. I mean,
Their front seven is unmatched.
Yeah, I mean, Jamin Davis, I mean, he's a first-round pick. Maybe he is able to step up a lot this next year, but he wasn't first-round talent last year, his rookie year.
Cole Holcomb, too.
What was that?
Cole Holcomb's pretty solid.
Yeah, they have Cole Holcomb. I mean, that front, like I said, the front seven is a good front seven, at least on paper. But Chase Young was hurt last year, right? If I'm not mistaken. He did get hurt last year.
Yeah, he got hurt, but I think that was like mid-season.
I could have sworn he suffered a major injury.
It was a torn ACL. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm just saying, I don't know if the injury happened early per se.
I don't know. I think it was like mid-season. They lost Ioannidis to the Panthers, I think it was.
Well, they didn't lose him. They sent him.
But yeah, but he's no longer on the team.
Yep.
And then, I mean, their secondary, they got William Jackson and Kendall Fuller, two good corners in the NFL. At safety, they got who's it? Brian McCain and Cameron Crowe. Cameron Crowe was solid. Was solid for them. So I mean, the defense should, like, on paper, it should be a lot better than what they were last year. Maybe they'll be better this year, but they definitely should be a lot better than last year. I mean, where did they rank last year? Let me look real quick.
They were bad, dude. They were bad. They were losing me points in fantasy, and I was completely upset because I overhyped them. I was like, yo, this team all around paper wise is just amazing.
Yes, I mean, yardage wise, they're 22nd, and they were 25th in points per game. So, I mean, they're actually pretty good against the run. They're top 10 against the run, but their pass defense looks like the fourth worst last year.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be very good. And it's not because of the defense. I'm not going to say anything about the defense anymore. I've been wrong about them. So they're either going to – this is a hot take right here. They're either going to be very good or they're going to be very bad. That's what's going to happen. But
give me some win totals. Like, I go to bad.
I think they can go as low as 5 to 6 wins. I think that's their bottom because their records – I mean, not their record. Their schedule is not the hardest. And then I think they could be the team that's just dark horse. What if Carson Wentz comes out, Eagles? You just don't know. You know, probably, or at least in your mind, you think you know. I could see them 9-10 wins if they're lucky. I'm not saying they're going to. I don't think it's going to happen. But I think it's possible. But the reason why I don't like this team, not because of their defense, because they took away 2 pretty decent run blockers, both of their guards. They lost Eric Flowers. Don't get me wrong, they upgraded. They got Andrew Norwell. And they lost Brandon Scherf, who, after his 5th franchise tag, finally got away from the team. But that's why Antonio Gibson's fantasy stock is just falling. I don't think if Wentz can't run the ball, he's going to be a problem. So, and they're not going to be able to run the ball. I don't think. I really don't. So it's going to be it's all going to be on Ron Rivera's play calling and the offensive coordinator's play calling. But it's a bunch of mediocre players around some very good players, but the very good players are wasting their careers there.
So their O-line, I do think, is somewhat decent. I mean, they got Charles Leno, who was very solid for them last year. They have Sam Cosmi at the other tackle. They replaced Brandon Scherf for Trey Turner, who, I mean, used to be good. They got Trey Turner, yeah.
Right guard. That's not bad, actually.
Yeah, so, I mean, they got some pieces on the O-line. A lot of them are a lot older. They aren't in their primes anymore. But overall, it's a solid O-line.
They got Norwell and Rollier.
Yeah. And, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Carson Wentz hasn't been the best, but he's definitely the most talented QB they've had. I mean, the best QB they've had since Alex Smith, but even before that, I mean, with RG3, well, Kirk Cousins was pretty good for them. He took another step when he went to the Vikings. I mean, overall talent-wise, Wentz might be the most quote-unquote talented since RG3, right? We just taking talent, pure talent?
Maybe.
So, I mean, but at the same time, I don't trust Carson Wentz. I mean, there's a reason why the Eagles gave up on him. There's a reason why the Colts gave up on him. I mean, you can get some pretty high. Yeah, I mean, you can get some pretty high highs with Carson Wentz.
Lows
but
are low.
your lows that they're all out. Like, you don't know what you're getting. Like game to game, quarter to quarter, play to play. You just don't know what you're getting with them. But I mean, I do think it's going to be big for Terry McLaurin though, because Terry McLaurin he's proven to be QB proof. Like that contract is totally worth it for him because that man's been QB proof, and I mean this is those kinds of QB he's going to be able to play with. Now we'll see how what he does with them because I mean Carson Wentz is not very accurate. He's not very accurate QB, but I mean Terry McLaurin has never had a great QB, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. They drafted John Dotson, who I've heard looked pretty good in training camp, but at the same time, who doesn't look good in training camp usually? So we'll go ahead and
Treylon Burke.
Yeah, that's one thing, right? But,
You asked, I answered. And they also got Curtis Samuel, who looks healthy. So they paid him last year. I'm excited for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how Logan Thomas recovers from his injury. I know he got injured to end the season last year. Did he ever come back last year? I don't think he did. I know he didn't come back in time for fantasy.
He didn't come back, but I think he's fine. Yeah, like he'll be fine week 1.
Yeah, and I mean the running game, they have some guys there. I don't know how much production I expect from them. You know, I mean they got Antonio Gibson, who's a good running back, but I mean he's never going to be in passing downs, even though he was a former receiver in college. But they got Jaden McKissick, who is going to be in the third downs. They also drafted Brian Robinson, who they drafted him in the 3rd round. So I wonder if they have a plan to get him a lot of carries this year. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if any of them are going to have crazy years running the ball. Also, because if other defenses do what they did to Carson Wentz last year, they're going to start stacking the box. I just don't think that's going to be great for these running backs to go against a full stacked box. Also am interested to see if the Commanders, I guess saying the Commanders, I almost said football team, but if the Commanders do start off the season slow, I do wonder if we possibly see Sam Howell come in at all. Like 2 years ago, he was considered to be the first overall pick in the draft 2 years ago, and he fell to the 5th round. You'll think if they are, let's say, 4-10, we don't see Sam Howell for the last two games, especially since the pick they sent to the Colts has something to do with Carson Wentz's play percentage snaps played.
No,
you don't.
Nope. Taylor Heineke's still there, man. Don't disrespect Old Dominion. Taylor Heineke. Okay.
You don't think they would want to see what they got on Sam Howell before?
No, because Rivera's not a progression guy. Rivera doesn't care about that shit. Rivera wants to win games. You could be 4-10. I've seen this guy still put out his whole starters when their team was the year they almost went undefeated. He's putting those starters out every week. He doesn't care. He wants to win a game, even if it's for a pick. He doesn't care about that. Sam Howell ain't getting nothing if he ain't the best. He's the 3rd string right now.
All right, but if let's hypothetically say you're doing bad, you know Carson Wentz isn't going to be the guy you want. You can come out of this year. You don't think they want to see what they have.
I mean, if you're asking me, yeah, 100%. But I don't think that's Ron Rivera's thing. If he thinks Carson Wentz is better, which he is right now,
100%.
Howell, but he's going to play Carson Wentz.
I'm just interested to see if they would look at him, depending on their record. I mean, they're
I don't think this year for sure. Next year, maybe.
I think the Commanders are going to be in the playoff race. I mean, like I said, it's going to be a bit due to the product of the NFC.
The NFC is so bad.
But, I mean, I could easily see them with around 8 wins or so, because they do have talent on that team. It's just the QB that's a big question mark with them.
You put it right in between my prediction. I agree with that. It's going to be random. But then again, 8 wins usually wins that division. So probably won't be 8 wins.
Eagles will have a winning record.
Oh, they will, 100%. But it's just, I don't know. Sam Howell is not going to be playing this year, I don't think, unless injuries happen. But speaking of Taylor Heineke, I made a $50 bet that with my cousin that Taylor Heineke, he's a big Taylor Heineke guy. He said he would be starting in 2 years. And I made $50 off it. He said it week 5 of last year. Somewhere around there. And I was like, if you want to give me $50, you can. I already made $50. Let's just say that right now.